There's something you need to know, something the angels want to reveal to you right now. The love you feel for this person, the intense connection that seems impossible to ignore, is not by chance. None of this happened by coincidence. Every exchanged glance, every persistent thought, every emotion pulsating in your chest is a piece of a larger plan. A plan that the universe orchestrated long before you even crossed paths in this life. You sense that this bond goes beyond the ordinary. Maybe you've tried to forget them at some point, to move on, but something always brought you back to this unexplainable connection. Have you ever wondered why? Have you ever wondered why they affect you so much, even when you try to hide your feelings? The angels reveal that this person was placed on your path for a specific reason, to teach you something, to transform you, but also for you to be a guiding light on their journey. The truth is, they feel something deep for you, but there's an internal conflict that prevents them from fully surrendering. And believe me, the battle they're facing has everything to do with you. They weren't ready to meet you. But that wasn't a mistake. This person has spent a lifetime protecting themselves. Past wounds, disappointments, and maybe even broken promises made them build walls around their heart. So when you appeared radiant, intense, with an energy unlike anything they've ever known, they were taken by surprise. You triggered feelings in them that they didn't expect to feel. You brought forth emotions that they had buried long ago. And that scares them. They don't know how to handle this intensity. The angels show that they weren't ready to meet you when life brought you face to face. But the universe doesn't make mistakes. When two souls are meant to cross paths, they find each other in divine timing, and each must go through their own transformations before they are ready to fully embrace this love. But there's an important detail. This connection is not one-sided. You feel this energy because it is real. They may try to disguise it, may avoid it, may run away. But the truth is that you have already touched something deep within them. And now, they can never look at love in the same way again. The universe is working in favor of this story. The angels want you to understand one thing. The connection you feel is not an illusion. It is part of something greater. There is an energetic bond that unites you both, and that needs to be understood with patience and faith. Even when everything seems confusing, when they seem distant, or when you feel like you are holding on to feelings that they cannot yet express, remember, souls have their own time to awaken. You may have already grasped this love, but they are still processing what that means. The universe is shaping this story perfectly. Lessons are being learned, healings are taking place behind the scenes, and every step you both take, even if it feels like a temporary separation, is leading you towards something much bigger in the future. But for that, you need to understand that your role here is not to force anything, but to be the guiding light without applying pressure. Because, believe me, they already feel that energy. They already realize that there is something different and uncontrollable when it comes to you. And that's why, despite the fear, they just can't simply erase you from their life. What comes next? But this journey still has many layers. They need to go through a process of healing and growth, and you'll be a key piece in that. In the next part, the angels are going to reveal to you how your presence is transforming them, awakening a feeling they thought they would never feel again. The angels want you to understand something very important. This person didn't pull away because they don't feel anything for you. On the contrary, they feel so much that they don't know how to deal with it. For a long time, they lived with a closed heart, disbelieving in love, imprisoned by wounds they never had the courage to heal. Maybe they went through a deep disappointment, loved and were betrayed, invested in something that crumbled inexplicably. Or maybe they never felt something so strong for someone, and that scares them. The fact is, they got used to living without true love. They learned to hide their feelings, to create barriers, to ignore the signs the universe sent. And then, you showed up. Like an unexpected storm, like a beam of light they couldn't avoid. And even if they try to deny it, even if they seem resistant, you are already changing how they see love. They didn't want to fall in love, but they're already lost in you. At first, they tried to convince themselves it was just a passing attraction. They tried to ignore the signs, tried to keep control. But with each conversation, each glance, they realized that something was happening inside of them, something they can no longer hide. Your presence unsettles them. The way you speak, how you see life, how you face challenges is completely different from what they are used to. They see in you a strength they don't understand. And that's when fear sets in. Because, if they surrender, they know it won't be just any love. It won't be a fleeting romance, a game of seduction. It will be something deep, intense, transformative. And that means they will have to change. The problem is, they don't know if they are ready for that. The ice is melting, but they still fight against themselves. No matter how hard they try to resist, they feel that you are different. Your energy stirs them, your gaze dismantles them, your presence makes their heart beat faster. And slowly, the ice surrounding their heart begins to melt. They realize they miss you when you're not around. They realize they care about you more than they should. They realize that, even unintentionally, their thoughts always drift back to you. But at the same time that they feel all of this, they are afraid. Afraid of getting hurt. Afraid of losing control. Afraid of not being enough for you. Afraid that if they give in, they might end up suffering once again. So they fight against this feeling. They try to pull away, try to appear indifferent. But it's a battle they are losing. Because true love cannot be suffocated forever. You are transforming their life, without even realizing it. The most amazing thing is that you're not doing anything extraordinary. You didn't need to insist. You didn't need to beg. Just by being who you are already healing them. Your angels show that your energy is like a balm to them. Your authentic way, your light, your essence make them see a new possibility, a possibility they had given up believing in. So don't worry if they seem distant or confused sometimes. It's part of the process. Healing doesn't happen overnight. But it is happening. And you can already start to notice the signs. They seek to know more about you. Even discreetly, they want to understand who you are. They miss you. And even without admitting it, they always find a way to get closer to you. They contradict themselves. Sometimes they seem cold, but the next minute, they show something unexpected. They observe you. Analyze your gestures, your words, as if trying to understand why you are different from everything they have experienced. Gradually, they are changing. But there are still barriers within them. Wounds that make them hesitate, that make them fear what they feel. In the next part, the angels will show you what these emotional barriers are and how this affects the way they act towards you. Have you ever noticed that despite there being an intense connection between you, they keep their distance in some way? There are moments when it seems like they are about to open up, to finally admit what they feel. But then something inside them makes them pull back. And you wonder, what's going on? If they feel something for me, why don't they just fully embrace it? The angels reveal that this internal struggle has deep roots. The emotional barriers they have built are not against you, they are against love itself. Unresolved wounds, the burden they carry in their heart. Behind the facade of self-sufficiency, behind the silence and indecision, there is a heart marked by experiences that have left scars. They have believed in love before. They have opened up, made plans. And in some way were deeply hurt. Perhaps they were rejected by someone they loved. Maybe they gave their all to a relationship and were betrayed or abandoned. Perhaps they learned early on that love always comes with pain and loss. Whatever happened, they never fully managed to overcome it. And this led them to create barriers, invisible walls that protect them from pain, but at the same time, prevent them from experiencing true love. And then they met you. And everything they believed was dormant, suddenly awakened with full force. And that's why they struggle so much against this feeling. The internal conflict, they want to get closer, but they're afraid. The truth is, they want to allow themselves to experience this with you. But there's a voice inside them saying, what if I get hurt again? What if it doesn't work out? What if I'm betrayed? What if she realizes I'm not as strong as I seem? And that fear transforms into contradictory behaviors. One day they seem involved, interested, present. The next day, they distance themselves without explanation. They open up, but soon after, they seem to shut down again. They watch you, but avoid showing it. They miss you, but fight against it. The angels want you to know that this has nothing to do with what you do or don't do. The issue isn't you. The issue is the battle they're fighting within themselves. And this battle is so intense that often, they sabotage themselves. The fear of surrendering, the greatest obstacle to this love. They fear that if they fully surrender, they won't be able to handle another disappointment. So they prefer to hold back their feelings, pretend they don't feel anything, act as if you're not that important. But inside, they are lost in you. Inside, they want you more than they can admit. And that, sooner or later, will become impossible to hide. The angels show that their resistance won't last forever. They may be fighting what they feel, but they're already starting to lose that battle. And you know the most important part of all this? You are the key to this transformation. Your role in this journey. This doesn't mean you need to fix them or take on the weight of the pain they carry. What the angels want you to understand is that your energy is already helping to break down those barriers. Without you realizing, your presence is healing something within them. Your way of being, your authenticity, your patience. All of that is slowly melting away the fear they feel of loving again. But it won't be instantaneous. They still need to go through this process. And here comes an essential question. Are you willing to wait for their time? Because, in the next part, the angels will reveal how you can help them overcome this internal battle without losing yourself along the way. Have you ever noticed that this connection is unlike any other? It's not fleeting, not superficial attraction. It's something that touches the soul, that stirs everything inside of them. And the angels want you to understand how essential your role is in this story. Because, no matter how much they try to deny it, you've already started to change the way they view love. And now, you have two choices. Pressure them to see what they feel before they're ready, which could make them pull away even more. Be the presence they need to muster the courage to face their fears. No pressure, no excessive expectations, just trusting the process. The second option is the only one that can truly lead you both to the love that is destined to happen. But it requires patience. It requires strength. It requires faith. How you're healing something inside of them without even realizing. Often, they may seem cold. They may seem distant. They may seem undecided. But deep down, the angels show that they feel something for you that they've never felt for anyone else before. And that's already changing how they behave, even if they're unaware of it. They've never been able to trust anyone completely, but with you, they feel like they can be themselves. They've given up on love before, but now they feel a glimmer of hope. They've always avoided intense feelings, but you make them want to stay. Even without doing anything extraordinary, your energy is becoming a refuge for them. And slowly but surely, they are starting to trust again. But beware. It's not your role to lose yourself trying to save them. Here's a warning from the angels. It's beautiful to offer love and support, but not at the expense of your own peace. Your role is not to carry their pain on your shoulders. It's not to wear yourself out trying to fix them. Your role is to be a light, not a sacrifice. If, at any point, you feel like this journey is draining your energy, remember that you also deserve love, reciprocity, and affection. Balance must exist. You can help them, but you must not lose yourself along the way. And here lies the most important question. How can you help them win this battle without sacrificing your own happiness? What can you do to make them trust you without fear? Be consistent. They may be used to people who have abandoned them, so your emotional stability will be a game changer. Create a safe space. They need to feel that they can be vulnerable without fear of judgment or pressure. Give them space when needed. They might pull away at times to process their feelings, and that's part of the journey. Show them that love doesn't have to be synonymous with pain. They may have learned that love hurts, but you can teach them that true love is light. Don't rush. The worst thing you can do is try to force them to change quickly. Trust in divine timing. And most importantly, be yourself. Because it was your essence, your light, that made them feel something so strong and uncontrollable for you. They may resist it now, but eventually, they will realize that you are exactly what they have always been looking for, and were afraid to find. In the next part, the angels will show you how this transformation will be gradual, and what are the first signs that they are surrendering to love. The angels want you to understand something essential on this journey. True love doesn't happen overnight. It is nurtured, matures, and blooms in the right time. And in the case of this person, this process will be even slower, as they need to break down years of emotional barriers, fears, and traumas before being able to fully surrender. But there is something you need to know. They have already started to change. Even if it's subtle, even if they try to hide it, the signs are there, and if you know how to observe them, you will see that they are not the same person they were since they met you. Small gestures that show they are opening up to you. Often, transformation doesn't come from a grand romantic gesture, a sweeping declaration, or a sudden change. It comes in small details, often going unnoticed. The signs show that they have already started to show signs of opening up, even if they haven't realized it consciously yet. They pay more attention to you. It could be a lingering gaze, a genuine interest in knowing how your day was, or even the way they observe your actions when they think you're not looking. They contradict themselves. Sometimes they seem distant, but in the next minute, they show jealousy or concern. This oscillation happens because they are still battling with their feelings. They seek closeness in discreet ways. It could be an unexpected message, a shy compliment, or an excuse to start a conversation. They share personal things. For someone who is afraid to open up, any small confession is a big step. If they start talking about their life, their feelings, or their fears with you, it means they trust you more than they realize. They miss you but won't admit it. Sometimes, they may disappear, but suddenly reappear as if nothing happened. This occurs because they try to pull away, but can't stay away for long. And remember, all this transformation happens in their time, not yours. You might want them to see everything at once, to wake up tomorrow and realize that you are the person they always wanted. But the signs show that they need to go through this process naturally, without pressure, for it to be true and lasting. But what about you? How to maintain balance while waiting? If there's one thing you mustn't forget, is that true love shouldn't be a path of suffering. Waiting for someone who is still battling with themselves can be exhausting, and the angels want you to never forget yourself in this process. Here are some spiritual guidelines to help you maintain balance as they go through this transformation. Don't abandon your own life because of them. Keep living, following your plans, nurturing your dreams. Don't put your happiness on hold. Be patient, but don't tolerate disrespect. It's one thing to give them space to process their feelings, it's another to accept actions that hurt you. Remember that you deserve to be loved too. If, at any moment, you feel that this waiting is hurting you more than strengthening you, seek guidance from the angels to understand if this is still the right path for you. Trust in divine timing. If this love is true, it will manifest at the right time, and no obstacle will be strong enough to prevent it. The angels show that this story still has many pages to be written. They are changing. They are feeling. And slowly, the barriers that prevent them from loving you completely are crumbling. But there is one final battle within them, the battle between the desire to surrender and the fear of suffering again. In the next part, the angels will reveal to you how this internal struggle is influencing their actions and what you can expect from the next steps. The angels want you to understand something very important. The greatest enemy of this love isn't the lack of feelings, it's fear. This person already feels something profound for you. They have already realized that your presence is not ordinary, that the connection between you is too strong to be ignored. But within them, a war is taking place. On one side, the desire to surrender. On the other, the fear of losing control and suffering again. And this internal battle is what makes them hesitate, pull away, and behave in contradictory ways. The fear that prevents them from surrendering. No matter how hard they try to ignore it, their heart already knows the truth. They have never met anyone like you. Yet, at the same time, their mind tries to protect them. They fear repeating past mistakes. If they have suffered for love before, they may think that by surrendering again, they risk going through the same pain. They are afraid of not being enough for you. At times, they may question if they can meet your expectations. If they can give you the love you deserve. They don't know how to handle such intense feelings. This connection has awakened something they were not prepared to feel. And it scares them. They feel that if they surrender, they will lose control of their own life. Some people are so afraid of vulnerability that they prefer to distance themselves rather than allow themselves to feel. And this inner conflict paralyzes them. The signs that they are losing the battle against their own fear. The angels show that, little by little, they are giving in. Even without realizing it, they have already begun to act differently. They observe you more than before. They analyze your gestures, your mannerisms, as if trying to understand why you affect them so deeply. They seek contact, even without an apparent reason. An unexpected message, a like on social media, an attempt at random conversation. They don't want to lose you. They seem confused. One day they approach, the next they seem distant. This fluctuation is a reflection of their internal conflict. They start to open up, even if it's slowly. When a man afraid to love begins to share thoughts and feelings, it's because he is trusting you without even realizing it. These are the first signs that their heart is winning over their mind. But there is still a crucial point in this story. Should you wait for this battle to end or should you move on? Should you wait for them? Or should you let go? This is a question that only you can answer. The angels want you to engage in deep reflection. Is this wait serving you well? Or is it draining your energy? Do you feel like this love is worth the time and patience? Or do you feel like they are not ready to give you what you deserve? If the answer is yes, it's worth waiting. The angels are asking you to trust divine timing and continue being a transformative presence in their life. If the answer is no, this is hurting me, the angels want you to know that nothing can stop the love that truly belongs to you from reaching you. Time will bring this answer. But regardless of your choice, your destiny is true love, whether with them or with someone who will know how to value you from the very beginning. In the next part, the angels will reveal to you how to maintain emotional balance as this story unfolds and what to expect from the future of this love. The angels want you to understand something essential: you also need to take care of your heart. It's beautiful to love, it's beautiful to have patience, but love should never cost you your inner peace. While they go through the process of healing and transformation, you mustn't forget about yourself. You can't let the waiting become suffering. You can't allow their fear to imprison you in a cycle of uncertainties. That's why the angels want to show you how to maintain emotional balance as this story unfolds. First step: remember who you are. You existed before this person entered your life. You were already light, already strong, already capable of living fully without needing anyone's validation. Don't let this weight make you forget how amazing you are. Keep dedicating yourself to your dreams. Take care of your energy, your well-being. Don't put your happiness on hold waiting for them to decide to surrender. If they are meant to stay in your life, they will, because the universe has already written this story for you. And if they don't, it's because something even greater and more beautiful awaits you. Second step: don't force anything. True love doesn't need to be forced. When the right time comes, when they are ready, they will come to you spontaneously, without you needing to ask. If they still hesitate, don't try to convince them. Don't chase after them. Don't ask for explanations. Be patient, but without losing yourself. Crystal ball. Third step: observe the signs from the universe. Angels always send signs when they want to guide you towards the right path. If this story still has a future, you will begin to see changes in them. But if, at any point, the signs start showing that this wait is no longer worth it, have the courage to move forward. Trust the intuition that the angels place in your heart. You will always know the answer. You need to prepare yourself for what is to come. The angels show that this story is unfolding in divine timing. They may be closer than ever to finally surrendering. Their internal battle may be coming to an end. But what if they never manage to overcome the fear? In the next part, the angels will reveal to you about the right timing of this love and what awaits you in the future, whether with them or with someone who is truly ready to love you. The angels want you to understand the importance of divine timing. Everything in life happens at the right moment, neither sooner nor later. And this also applies to the connection you feel so intensely. If you feel that they are not yet ready for this love, it's because they truly aren't. But that doesn't mean they never will be. What the angels want to show you today is that the right time is not about waiting indefinitely, but about trusting the process. True love is not lost, does not unravel, does not need to be forced. If this love is meant to happen, it will happen at the right time. But if time reveals that this path is not for you, it's because something even greater and more beautiful is reserved for you. What happens while they are still confused? While they still struggle with their feelings, a few things could happen. They might pull away completely before realizing what they truly feel. They might start showing clearer signs that they are ready to love you. Or they might remain in a cycle of indecision, never taking a concrete step. Whichever path they take, the angels want you to never forget yourself. You were not born to indefinitely wait for someone who can't see your worth. You were not born to plead for a love that needs to be free. You were born to live a love that is full, complete, and fearless. If it's with them, it will be beautiful. If it's with someone else, it will be even better than you imagine. The love written for you will never cause you pain. If this love is meant to be, it will happen at the exact moment when both of you are ready to live it to the fullest. If they haven't made up their mind yet, the issue is not with you. And above all, your happiness cannot depend on someone else's decision. Your self-love comes before anything else. And the angels want you to trust. If this love is true, it will manifest at the right time. If this person truly feels what you feel, they will find their way to you. If destiny is aligned, nothing can separate you. But if time reveals that this love is not meant to be, then something much greater awaits you. The reward of true love, what awaits you in the future. Now, the angels want to reveal to you what is reserved for you. If they free themselves from fear and decide to surrender, This love will be deep, intense, and true. If they never manage to overcome their barriers, the universe will bring into your life an even more magnificent love. You will never be without love, because what is yours will always find its way to you. In the upcoming chapter, the angels will show you how this story can transform into a real and lasting love, and how you can open yourself to all the blessings that are on their way. The angels want you to grasp something very profound and powerful. True love will never be a question mark. It will never be a painful wait. It will never be something that makes you doubt your worth. What is meant for you is a genuine mutual love that will make you feel whole, not out of necessity, but out of completeness. If this love is with them, time will reveal when both of you are ready to embrace it fully. But if time brings a different answer, the angels assure you that an even greater and more beautiful love is coming your way. Nothing you have lived through so far has been in vain. Every experience, every pain, every lesson is shaping you for something extraordinary. The angels want you to break free from fear, uncertainties, and the anguish of waiting, and open yourself up to the blessings that are already being prepared for your life. If it's meant to be with them, here's what will happen. If they finally manage to overcome their fears and accept this love, the transformation will be profound. They will come back in a different way, more sincere and present. They will start showing their feelings without as much fear. They will take more concrete actions to prove to you that they want to be by your side. They will allow themselves to live this love, without running away or hesitating. If these signs start to appear, it's because the right time is approaching. But if they remain stuck in indecision, without moving forward, the angels want you to understand that it is not your role to wait endlessly. Love should not be a prison. Love is freedom. And if they cannot or do not want to offer you that, someone very special, who is already being brought into your life by the universe, will come at the right moment. The bright future that awaits you. The angels show that no matter what happens, the love meant for you will be strong, genuine, and make you feel secure. Whether with that person or someone new, you will not be without love. The universe never fails. All that is truly yours is already on its way. Trust in divine timing. Embrace your journey with faith. And remember, the love you deserve will never come with doubts, fear, or suffering. It will come with peace, joy, and certainty. Now, to seal this message and open your energy to receive all the good that the universe has to offer you, type in the comments, "I am open to receiving true love." And if this message touched your heart, share this energy so that more people receive this light. The angels are with you, guiding each step you take.